prices have gone up. And families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Street News. I'm your host, L. Mack. Let's get down to it. Okay, we, of course, have been having a lot of break-ins, people getting robbed, stores is getting broken into, and it's all because of a lack of funds. People need money to survive, so they're going to do what they got to do to survive. That's just the law of the land, and it's been like that forever. Now, I'm not blaming it on the Democrats, but who else am I supposed to blame right now? You guys been in office for 3.5 years, okay? Something's supposed to be going on. So anyway, came up with this video. I'm going to play it for you guys and tell me what you think in the comments, and I'll holler back at you. Peace out.
Guys, good morning to you both. Well, there is now a gaping hole where the windows once stood in the tobacco store, Coco Tobacco, that you see behind me. Those suspects using a stolen car as a means to break into this store. But when they got inside, they didn't expect to find what they did. Take a look. All right, you can see here in the surveillance video, 2 in-store employees, one of them the owner, chasing those suspects outside. And once outside, they yell to the other suspects, somebody's in there. The 4 of them making their way over to their black getaway car, one suspect even falling as they were trying to rush to get away. A few of the suspects run off screen, so you can't really see where they go, but then other suspects get into the black car, and as it's trying to drive away, police then racing over to it from the parking lot and scream, hands up. They point their gun at that black vehicle, but by then, the black car had already sped away. Now, we have other images that show you that the stolen car suspect used to ram into the store was a silver Hyundai, police towing it away overnight. At this point in the investigation, we believe there are a total of 4 suspects. New images into our newsroom this hour showing police taking one of those suspects into custody. The owner of this smoke shop telling us not too long ago that he heard from police that 2 suspects have taken into custody thus far. But back here live, we know that some of those suspects that got away in the black car, that black car, we believe it to be a black Hyundai, but we're still working with police in order to confirm that, as well as to confirm just how many suspects are still on the loose. But that store behind me has some incredible amounts of damage. We were walking through it just a couple of minutes ago with the owner. They believe and estimate that damage anywhere between $20,000 to $25,000. Reporting live, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
It's too much. It's getting too much. The 3rd time, it's too much.
In a brazen burglary early this morning, the popular shoe store Rich LA was targeted for the 3rd time within the last 3 months.
Couldn't believe when I opened my phone and seen the actual video. I was literally shocked.
Surveillance video captured the moment when at least 5 suspects shattered the store's glass window, cut through the security gate, and load their vehicles with $80,000 worth of merchandise.
We sell like high-end sneakers and clothes like Jordans, a lot of brands and stuff like this.
Just last month, suspects smashed a car into the front of the store, creating a massive hole in the storefront before thieves made off with more merchandise. The repeated attacks have left the owners and community on edge.
It hits us too, because this is our community, so when they come over here and they do this and vandalize, like we shopping here too.
LAPD says the suspects in the latest incident fled the scene in 3 vehicles, a white Mercedes, a silver Corvette, and a white Chevy Camaro, all of which had no license plates. Police believe the suspects could be the same individuals involved in a similar burglary at a store in Encino earlier this week.
It's because of the area. They know. We talk to the owners. The owners know it has nothing to do with them. It's the area.
LAPD says the investigation is still ongoing and the suspects remain at large.
When police got here, they found 3 vehicles as the suspects took off. They left money scattered on the ground.
They dropped some of the cash, but most of the dinero they took with them, and a good amount of money.
You know how much? ¿Sabes cuánto?
It's definitely in the thousands.
There was a pursuit, and at times speeds reached 100 miles per hour. LAPD eventually lost all 3 vehicles. Residents say this is all very frightening.
I'm very worried, yes. I live in Encino and Burbank and Lindley, and I hear a lot of stuff is going on, and I'm planning to move to Florida now.
At the scene, the front door was smashed. Officials say the suspect's 3 cars were 2 Chevrolet Camaros and a Corvette. This is not the first time this has happened. In December of last year at the same store, burglars stole around $150,000 worth of exclusive shoes, collectibles, and clothing.
We want, to support the community, so for people to actually attack what people build every single day is some of the hardest things to really kind of justify.
There will be a virtual meeting tomorrow night with police, the city council, and residents to focus on crime in the Encino, Tarzana, and Woodland Hills neighborhoods. Council member Nithya Raman says, our office is deeply alarmed by the recent cluster of residential break-ins in Encino. It is our top priority at this time to bring together the full capacity of the city to prevent this string of crimes.
Okay, as you guys can see from the video, that these people are getting robbed in LA, in the valley, stuff like that. That's close. So don't think that because you live in a certain good area that it can't happen to you. Yes, it can. So I advise you guys to get you some security cameras. That's always helpful. And at the end of the video, I'll give you a number who you can call, okay?
The indicted today for shooting a man inside a Long Island IHOP. The shooting captured on this surveillance video. Suffolk County prosecutors say back on March 4th, 19-year-old DeAndre Green opened fire on 2 men as they walked up to his table at the IHOP in Lake Ronkonkoma. Bullets sent customers running for cover. Green is facing several charges, including attempted murder. His attorney says Green was attacked the night before by one of those men who walked into the restaurant carrying a gun in his waistband.
Police swarm an LA neighborhood in search of brazen burglars who are part of an alleged crime tourism ring. The suspects wanted for stealing a $1 million watch from a man at gunpoint in Beverly Hills and targeting another victim for a $30,000 Rolex days earlier. Federal authorities arresting 2 South American nationals seen fleeing the crime scene, a 21-year-old from Colombia and a 19-year-old from Venezuela.
Both of the individuals who are in custody now are both from South American countries, have no status in the United States, and yet we're operating in this larger group, committing these armed robberies, both here and we suspect in other states as well.
During the search of the robbery crew's Airbnb, officers making a shocking discovery: a loaded handgun registered to former LAPD officer Christopher Dorner, one of the most notorious criminals in California history.
We were very surprised to find out about that gun, and we're still investigating how that gun came into these defendants' possession.
Back in 2013, Dorner murdered 4 people and wounded 3 others in a deadly rampage before taking his own life during a fiery standoff with police in the San Bernardino Mountains. According to the criminal complaint, one of the suspects was seen outside their Airbnb with Dorner's gun in his hand. The suspect's accused of using the weapon last week to rob a man of his $1 million Patek Philippe watch, similar to this, as he was sitting with his wife and 2 daughters on the patio of a busy restaurant at the Beverly Wilshire.
A mother turned her daughter into police after finding out that she had killed someone for $60. Kenyatta Hayes, age 26, has been charged with first-degree murder in perpetration of a robbery. Officers responded to reports of a shooting and found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police released this footage of a potential suspect on social media. The next day, a woman told police that her daughter was the person in the video and took her to the homicide office. Hayes reportedly told Memphis police that she was at the Marathon gas station on Lamar Avenue when a man offered to give her $60 in exchange for freaky activities. According to Hayes, she never planned on performing the act. Instead, she wanted to rob him. Reports state that when they got to the park, Hayes shot the man and took the cash. She then left the scene on foot. Hayes told police she was thirsty for money and spent $47 on 2 hot wing combos for herself and her boyfriend after the shooting.
When Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass received the Olympic flag during the Paris closing ceremony Sunday and the flag made its way to Los Angeles, it was the clearest sign yet that in less than 4 years, July 14th, 2028, it's our turn. So how will Los Angeles pull off the 2028 Olympic and Paralympic Games, which will feature 36 sports, the most ever, and welcome approximately 10,500 Olympians, 6,000 Paralympians, and thousands of visitors from around the world?
For 17 days, this will be the most important event in the world that billions of people will watch. And it's incumbent upon us to make sure we as a city and we as a country are at our best.
We need our city to be so much cleaner. We obviously need to deal with homelessness. I would love to see the graffiti changed into murals. So I think about the world coming here, and I think about the challenges in the business community, and especially all smaller businesses that struggled with COVID.
The Olympic events will take place across LA County, which has an estimated homeless population of over 70,000 people.
Okay, you heard that. 2028, the Olympics will be coming to Cali. That means the streets has got to be cleaned up. We got to clean these streets up and clean them up quick, because it's going to take a minute. Oh, yeah. And by the way, the number I was going to tell you guys to get your security cameras, call this number, 310-516-0304. The name of the company is MacTel Communications. You can't lose with them. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.